Hello and welcome. You're watching Markets Today. I'm Sakshi Patra, and this is where we discuss everything about the stock market's closing action, how the day went by, what were the gains and losses seen, which were the sectors and stocks that were in focus, and what can you expect from markets going forward from here. Well, after a stupendous rally yesterday, we've managed to climb up yet again today, and the markets have managed to end in the green for the fifth straight session. That's commendable because in the last four trading sessions, we've seen 7 lakh crore rupees of wealth getting added to investors' kitty, and the rally continues, and that's been a big breather for all the investors who've been facing the wrath of volatility over the last many days. So what did we see today? We actually saw the Sensex ending 284 points higher, the Nifty topping 16,600 mark yet again. It was Tata Communications that rallied 11% on the back of earnings. IndusInd Bank surged 8% sharply, and that was a big gainer and contributed to the Nifty Bank in a big way too. Of course, the crude oil price is dipping a bit. That supported the sentiments. And the foreign investors returning to D Street by at least slowly and gradually investing again in the Indian equity markets. All of that supporting the market sentiments today. The Sensex climbed higher by 0.5% today to settle the trade today at 55,681. During the day, it actually jumped about 340 odd points as well. A tad bit lower, it still managed to end the day higher than 55,680. Now, when you talk about the Nifty, that also rose by 84 points or 0.5% higher again to close the day at 16,605. Apart from this, what did the experts really make of the kind of move that we've seen today? So, Rupak Dey, who's the senior technical analyst at LKP Securities, believes that the benchmark Nifty found resistance at the upper band of the rising channel, leading to brief profit taking during the day. The momentum indicator also has its upside up, indicating that the positive momentum is going to sustain. The trend is likely to remain positive going forward from here if the Nifty remains safely above 16,500 mark. He now expects 16,700 to be seen on the index going forward from here. Apart from this, what is the other important factor that we are seeing on the markets? Well, the markets are definitely going to be reacting to all the earnings going forward from here, so that's going to be an important factor to see. In today's trading session, you did see most of the sectors like banks rising higher. Apart from this, we also saw some moves on the broader markets like mid and small caps as well. They finished on a strong note. The mid cap index jumped 1.4%. The small cap index rose 0.8%, so outperforming the benchmark indices. Of the 15 sectors on the National Stock Exchange, we actually saw many of them, 13 of them, settling in the green. So that's a broad based rally that you actually saw. So the Nifty Bank, the FMCG index, the IT index, the oil and gas, all of them outperformed the Nifty by rising by 0.5%, by 0.6% to almost a percent. The Nifty Pharma, however, and the healthcare index dropped by 0.5% in today's trading session. On a stock specific front, IndusInd Bank clearly the top gainer on the Nifty, rising over 8% and inching closer to 1,000 odd rupee mark, reporting a 60% jump in the net profit. So that's really led the stock soaring high today. Bajaj Finance, Tata Consumer Products, UPL, L&T, these were among the top gainers too. Overall, market breadth remained positive. About 2,000 shares remained in the advancing category. About 1,300 shares declined as well. But definitely, market breadth was favoring the bulls. On the Sensex, we saw apart from IndusInd Bank, Bajaj Finance, Bajaj Finserv, Asian Paints, Tech Mahindra, L&T, Axis Bank, Power Grid, Nestle, Bharti Airtel, Infosys, and M&M, all of them among the top gainers, as all of their shares were up by almost 7 to 8 odd percent. In contrast, you did see that Dr. Reddy's, Kotak Mahindra Bank, Reliance, and HDFC Bank finished in the red. Further, LIC, when you talk about the biggest insurer, that edged slightly low, about 0.04% lower in trade today to end the day at 687 odd. Now, going forward from here, the big heavyweights, Reliance Industries, Infosys, will actually be grabbing all the headlines with their upcoming earnings. So that will be important to track in the next week to follow. Apart from this, we also know that some of the other rupee will be an important factor. We've seen that it edged lower at 79.95 towards the close of the session, but it had breached 80.05 as we had opened, and at record low levels yet again. So that's been an overhang. It may remain so over the next course of few days. See it, the tire maker has reported a very, very sharp up move, 62% or down move, sorry, 62% year on year decline in the profit. So that stock could be under pressure. Keep that stock in mind too. Apart from this, we also saw that State Bank of India has got the nod for fundraising now. That stock could be in focus. Power index gained 1%, led by ABB Adani Power. That stock again is in focus. Wipro, after the earnings, Nomura has maintained a neutral rating even though the stock declined after the earnings. The target they have kept is 440 rupees per share. Hindustan Zinc Q1 net profit was up by almost 56 points, 56%. So that stock could be in focus going forward from here as well, in the metals and the mineral space going forward from here. So all of those individual stocks will be in focus, and we'll keep an eye out on all of these as well as we move forward into the last trading session of this week. And we'll keep you updated with everything that moves to these trade. For now, traders are expected to remain very, very cautious because the markets could actually see very, very high volatility or profit booking at these higher levels going forward. And the markets will also be following the global market cues. Of course, Bank of Japan looking at interest rate hikes later in this month. We'll also see the US Fed meeting talking about the interest rates right there. How do the markets react to all of those? Will be very important to track. So do stay tuned on to with us on Business Today TV to catch all these updates about markets and more.